Let's look at some stats in terms of Europe. I'm going to run out the way. I was just conscious my microphone was here. Okay, so these are the sort of the number of PropTech companies in Europe, and Spain we have about 287. Alberto, are you here yet? Alberto from Spotahome? Ah, they're right at the back. Alberto, stand up for me. Ah, you're not Alberto? Oh, Alfredo, you're not Alberto then? He's not here. Damn. Alberto has helped me with this map create some idea of the Spanish property companies. There's also a company in Barcelona called Finovating, which has also got a list of Spanish companies. There's between 280 and about 320 companies in Spain dealing with PropTech. It depends on the definition that you use. Some people include co-working, so we work. Some people don't. We don't. Co-working is not a PropTech company for us. It's a technology-enabled real estate business, but it's important you realize there's 280 in Spain. The United Kingdom leads the way, over 800 businesses. But in fact, actually just quickly, and I'm sorry, I should have done this at the start. I'm going to ask you to stand up in a second. If you're a PropTech business, or if you're somebody working in PropTech, could you stand up for me? Just so I can see anyway. So stand up, madam. Anybody else in PropTech stand up? Wow, not many. So, are you standing up or sitting down? You were Spotahome, so you must be standing. Thank you, there we go. Don't be shy, we know who you are. I can see your jumper, Spotahome. Okay, so 10, thank you, sit down for me. If you are in the property industry, so the property industry, real estate broker, could you stand up for me? If you're in the real estate or property industry, stand up if you are. Don't be shy, I want to see. Okay. Wow. That's pretty big. Okay. You guys can sit down, and there's a lot of you. Okay. Let me tell you something really unique. In almost every country I go to and I speak, it's the other way around. So you have all the PropTechs that stand up, and you have about 10 property people, and they're really shy. But they're the best people in the room, because they get it. And congratulations to all of you, and to the organizers, because to have a property audience at a conference like this, that shows you guys are way ahead. Lastly, are there any PropTech investors in the room? Now, you guys definitely are shy about this. Oh! Every PropTech person that's... stand up, sir. Stand up. All those 10 PropTech people in the room, these are the guys you speak to. At lunchtime, come and find them. Thanks, guys. That's great. So 2. Okay, I'm really interested because that is completely different. Now, the important thing for that is an understanding that for all of you that stood up, you have nearly 300 firms in Spain you can speak to. Let's look at that a little bit further. So, Barcelona leads the way, Madrid 94. I was very surprised with Mallorca still coming in. Let's look at the technologies that you have, and I'll focus on this a little bit later. Sorry, I'm in your way. So for me, about 38% of all firms in PropTech in Spain are focusing on the data revolution. And you'll find this is quite a significant impact on everything from just the way that we run our properties through the way that we run our cities. And that is why there is no surprise that data is at the forefront of the PropTech market here in Spain. 17% of all PropTech firms in Spain deal with property management. Now that for me was a surprise. Globally, it's about 40%. So there seems to be an underserving of PropTech companies in property management, but there's an overserving of PropTech firms dealing with marketing. And that can be anything from working with virtual reality to using drones to improving CRM systems, customer relationship management systems. So 36% of all PropTech firms deal in some way with marketing. Let's look at funding. because I think this is obviously an important area, just for you to understand the hype globally around PropTech. And we're seeing the trend here from 2011 that PropTech funding was about $1.5 billion, and we're now at the latest figures just under $14 billion in 2019. You'll see there's a little dip. That is because we think this will end up at around about $17 billion. There's a lag between when the investments come in and when they're logged onto the systems. But continually, we're seeing an increase. If you look at that in Europe, it's the same pattern. It just drops under sort of nearly the 2 billion mark. But it's here. It's the events that are happening. These are the number of PropTech funding events which are happening throughout the world. There's a significant drop-off in 2019. That isn't to say, by the way, that it's the peak of the market and it's gone. The same trend happens in Spain. We had just under 120 million invested in 2018, just under 100 million in 2019. This trend, again, the number of investments happening are dropping off. Now, if you look at the average versus the median, the average investment size is something that, obviously, if you look back here, you think, well, hang on a second, 22 events, 100 million. The average investment size is increasing, which means that the market is maturing. You might think that is significant, and it is. So the average investment now in Spain is just under 10 million, so looking at just under 5 million in 2019, which is probably the better figure, because there's only been one investment so far. But actually, the average investment size is a wrong statistic to look at. If you're interested in progress around the world in terms of funding in this area, look at the median figure. But it's still showing a significant rise in 2020, but we're looking at about, I think the average the median average investment is about $300,000 in Spain at the minute. And it's growing and it seems to be doubling each year. So the market in Spain is maturing. It's not maturing as quickly as other markets around the world. If you want to look at the funding by city, in here you've got Madrid, even though it has less companies, seems to be the better city to be funded at the minute, even though there are more events being funded in Barcelona. The third place is Mallorca for all funding events in PropTech. So it seems to be an interesting category for cities. If you are interested in the investment vehicles, if you look at this, in the next 12 months, venture capitalists are expecting to make 45% more investments. They're expecting to see more pitches from PropTech businesses. What is significant, the investment now, when venture capitalists invest money in smaller PropTech businesses, it goes up. You've got the pre-seed level, which is they have an idea, all the way up to Series D, which is a significantly big companies. So it goes up in scale here. For the first time, there was a rise in Series A. So the PropTech market is starting to mature. The companies are getting bigger. The investors are investing more money. But the reason I'm showing you this slide is really for the next two figures that I'm giving you. The first one, the venture capital innovation trend is in smart buildings, finance and investors, and AEC, architecture, engineering, and construction. These are talking about the underlying infrastructure of our buildings and our cities. That's where the VCs seem to be investing. And equally, what we're starting to see as a trend is this attitude about mergers and acquisitions. The PropTech market is now becoming mature enough that the M&A market, the mergers and acquisition market, is happening. Part of that, we feel, is we've got 8,000 businesses on our platform. For the first time, a Spanish business can have a look at the LATAM market and say, hang on, you guys are doing a very similar thing to what we're doing in Spain. We should merge, or we should acquire, because then we've got this absolute market into the LATAM area to develop. So the M&A market is becoming very important.